Hello, Akila here, and I want to talk to you about the giants in the Bible. Now, this is where we talk about things that they don't normally talk about in church, which is pretty much a lot of stuff in the Bible. So let's unpack this together. I'm going to be reading from the Ethiopian Bible. It has the book of Genesis, chapter 6, verse 1 through 4, and then we're going to be reading from the book of Enoch, chapters 6 and 7. So it will give like a good context about everything that's going on with the giants, where they came from, who were the sons of God. It all unpacks all of this. So let's start reading now. Genesis chapter 6. As humanity expanded across the earth's surface, daughters were born among them. The sons of God observed the beauty of human women and chose whichever ones they desired as wives. Then Yahweh declared, "My spirit shall not contend with humanity indefinitely, for they are mortal flesh. Therefore their lifespan shall be limited to 120 years." Verse 4. Giants known as the Nephilim inhabited the earth during the era and afterwards, arising when the divine beings united with human women to produce offspring. These became the legendary warriors and renowned figures of ancient times. Okay, so this gives a basic summary of what was going on, but we want to know a little bit more detail. So we're going to go to the book of Enoch, chapter 6, and we're going to see the chapters are really short in the book of Enoch. So we got chapters 6 and 7. Those are the ones we're going to read to understand Genesis a little bit better. So when humanity had grown numerous, beautiful and attractive daughters were born to them during the era. The angels, heaven's children, observed these women with desire and declared to each other, "Come, let us select wives from among humanity's daughters and father children with them." Semjazah, their chief, addressed them, "I fear you will not truly commit to this action, leaving me alone to bear the consequences of this grave transgression." They all responded unanimously, "Let us swear a solemn oath and bind ourselves with mutual curses to never abandon this intention, but to carry out this plan." All of them swore together and committed themselves through mutual curses to this course of action. 200 angels in total descended during Jared's time into Mount Hebron's peak, naming it Mount Hebron because they had sworn their binding oaths with mutual curses upon that summit. And these are the leaders. There are 19 names, and which I can't pronounce. These served as captains over groups of 10. Okay, so the angels already knew what curses were going to befall them for sleeping with the women. It's called defiling themselves because they were pure beings, sons of God, which are angels. Okay? So in chapter 7, see, they wanted these beautiful women so bad, they already knew the consequences, and they still did it. Chapter 7. All the remaining angels took wives for themselves, each selecting one, and began sexual relations with them, corrupting themselves while teaching the women magical arts, incantations, root cutting practices, and botanical knowledge. The women conceived and gave birth to enormous giants whose stature reached 300 cubits. So, just to let you know, 1 cubit is the tip of your finger outstretched to the bend of your elbow, which according to definition is 1.5 feet. I realized when I was editing the video, I misspoke and said 300 cubits tall, but it actually said 3,000 when I read it again. And 3,000 cubits tall is 4,500 feet tall. And we were reading another version of the book of Eli, and it said 3,000 eels tall, which is 1.25 feet times 3,000, which is 3,750 feet tall. So they range between 3,750 feet tall to 4,500 feet tall. Very fascinating because there's not even a building that tall. Just to put it in perspective, the Burj Khalifa, which is located in Dubai, is 2,717 feet tall. So, wow, incredible that they were even taller than that. Just to put it in perspective, about the height of a mountain. So that's pretty incredible when you think about it. Verse 3 of chapter 7. These giants consumed everything that humanity had acquired. When people could no longer provide for them, the giants turned hostile and began devouring human beings. They proceeded to commit sins against birds, animals, reptiles, and fish, consuming each other's flesh and drinking blood. The earth then brought accusations against these lawless beings. That's a lot. They were eating humans. They were crossbreeding other animals. And, things became giants. Is that how we got our dinosaurs? How did that happen? I guess we'll find out later. Or maybe we can speculate. But this is the lesson for this week. Next week, we're going to talk about the flood and the destruction of the giants. Why were they destroyed? Why did the flood happen? And why was life shortened to 120 years? Check back next week. I can't wait to see you again for Bible study. And if you have any questions, please submit them down below. I will answer them as soon as possible. Please remember to like and subscribe. Thank you for watching, and bye.